back to the transfer show. Darmesh and Kave still with me, and Manchester United are in advanced talks with Royal Antwerp goalkeeper Sen Lamens. Darmesh, what is the latest?
Yeah, so he was pulled out of their squad for Royal Antwerp yesterday for their game against KV Mechelen. Now, that was a decision of the club because he actually wanted to play. And the reason the club pulled him out is because they didn't want to risk anything happening to him with a deal with Manchester United, according to them, being quite far down the line. Talks, we're told, are advancing over a deal that's worth £17.3 million, with the payment structure currently under discussion. Personal terms for Lamens not expected to be a problem at all. Now, initially, Manchester United wanted to bring in Sen Lamens to add to their goalkeeping department. So they have Tom Heaton, Altay Bayindir, Andre Onana, and now Sen Lamens as well. However, I'm told today that we shouldn't rule out a potential departure from the Manchester United goalkeeping department should Lamens, as expected, join Old Trafford. Now, you remember yesterday, Andre Onana was on the bench. Altay Bayindir started his second Premier League game in a row. Onana wasn't in the squad at all in the first game because Ruben Amorim said he hadn't been training and he hadn't had enough game time. And so it was a big decision to leave him on the bench at the Fulham game yesterday.
Yeah, and Amorim tried to get him, didn't he, at Sporting Lisbon, I think, a few years earlier. Darmesh, also update on Rasmus Hojlund for us?
Yeah, this one looks like it is moving now. Napoli remain in talks with Manchester United over the signing of Rasmus Hojlund. Discussions are understood to be positive, with Napoli exploring a loan with an obligation to buy. Now, we do know that Manchester United would consider offers of around £40 million. Now, if it's a loan with an obligation, it would probably contain a loan fee and the obligation price together. All of that would come to around £40 million is what Manchester United would want. It's thought, more importantly, that Rasmus Hojlund is open to the move after negotiations between Napoli and his representatives as well. Earlier on in this transfer window, AC Milan went in for Rasmus Hojlund. They went in with a loan with an option to buy. Now, Manchester United's preference has always been to have a permanent element in any deal. And Rasmus Hojlund, if he was to leave Manchester United, because remember, he said, I want to fight for my place. But if he was to leave, he wanted a permanent element included in that deal as well. And I think the prospect of Champions League football with Napoli has basically lifted his incentive to maybe want to go and join there. And he's seen former teammates like Scott McTominay go there and become a Ballon d'Or nominee. He was again omitted, you'll remember, from the squad against Fulham yesterday.
Yeah. Guys, here we are. The market is entering into important final stages, and so news. Let's go into it, starting with some of the updates of the day, because I wanted to start. One of the latest news: Napoli advancing in talks with Manchester United for Rasmus Hojlund. Loan with an option to buy to become mandatory under certain conditions, and so deal advancing for Hojlund to Napoli, waiting on the agreement, player, club on the contract. But Hojlund could soon leave Manchester United and go to Napoli. Meanwhile, Anthony, Betis, Manchester United talks ongoing again today to try to accelerate and get the deal done for the Brazilian, as I told you on the video here on the channel around lunchtime. So working hard on the outgoings: Anthony, Rasmus Hojlund, Garnacho destination Chelsea, and more. I also wanted to touch on the situation of Mainoo, because I'm receiving many questions on Mainoo. 0 minutes in Fulham Manchester United, so it always feels strange when you see a player like Mainoo, a top talent like Mainoo, and you can see in his face probably how strange also feels to him to have zero minutes against Fulham in a game that you have to win, and they didn't. So for sure, for Mainoo is a difficult thing to accept, but at the same time, guys, I'm not aware of Mainoo communicating as of today to Man United any desire to leave the club, any desire to say goodbye. So at the moment, the situation remains under control. It's just one game, as Ruben Amorim said. Of course, they have to talk to the player. They have to talk to Rasmus Hojlund, to Mainoo, to explain him what's the situation in terms also of future perspective. You remember that it was months ago when Man United were very close to reaching an agreement with Mainoo over a new contract. Then what happened is that Dan Ashworth, who was leading those negotiations, left the club, new directors, and so for Manchester United it was time to restart. New manager, Ruben Amorim, so the word around Mainoo changed. And now to be in this situation, obviously, is not easy when you see a player like Kobbie Mainoo not playing, not even 1 minute for Manchester United against Fulham. So let's follow the situation. Let's see what's going to happen there. But at the moment, still no negotiations. I would not add any panic to the situation of Kobbie Mainoo. Let's see what happens in the next days. In case something happens, I will be here to update you. But at the moment, we can't talk about Kobbie Mainoo as a player who can surely leave Manchester United.
In this video, I bring you the latest news from Manchester United, transfers and behind the scenes, everything from the club's day, the search for goalkeeper Lemons, the situation of Hojlund going to Napoli, and details about Manchester United. Stay with me, subscribe to the channel and leave your like. To always stay up to date with Manchester United notifications.